Hello, folks. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower. Welcome to NCK Live. Really, NCK almost live. I'm on YouTube Timeout. I actually posted a video of my appearance on Coast to Coast. Evidently, Premier Networks, who holds the copyright, didn't appreciate that. I was not aware that I wasn't supposed to do that, so I can't do live broadcasting like I normally do through YouTube for, well, I don't know how long, but that's where we are. But nonetheless, this is NCK sort of live. When this broadcasts at noon Eastern time, it will be on my Twitter if you'd like to ask me any questions. And you can always send me an email, or you can contact me through my website, the email christianwhistleblower@gmail.com, and of course the website jeffreydaugherty.com. And you can also go on Twitter @unindoctrinate, and also on my Facebook, which is jeffreydaugherty.com. A little bit of a breezy day here in Florida. I know that the curtains may be distracting, but I'd rather not get up and change that right now, because I really want to get this down and get it out to you by the time that I promised. We want to talk today about the spark of divinity. I take a lot of abuse. I get a lot of pushback from people that are in the Pauline Christianity realms. I get a lot of pushback for daring to say that we don't have original sin within us, that we have the spark of divinity within us. And to be totally fair, that's probably one of the defining messages of NCK, New Cosmic Knowledge. It's one of the very bases of the message that I'm trying to get out and to proclaim. You're not filled, with original sin. You are born instead with the spark of divinity within. That it runs completely counter to the Roman Catholic, the Roman Catholic Christian, and the Roman Protestant Christian thought frame. And it does so because Paul, the leader, the developer, the real person who created Roman Christianity, whether it be Roman Catholic or Roman Protestant, taught this very, very emphatically. But what did Yeshua teach? And there's a very interesting verse. I wish I could share my screen, but again, YouTube timeout. But there's a very interesting verse in Luke chapter 17. And it's very interesting because of the context in which it is placed. And in Luke 17:20, Yeshua was speaking. He was out minding his own business, and then he was demanded of the Pharisees. And this, in the Greek, means that the Pharisees were very nasty to him. They were very condescending to him. They demanded from him. And I personally believe, and I'm this close to being able to prove it, but I'm not quite there yet, I personally believe that one of these Pharisees that was demanding this from Yeshua, and probably the leader of this band demanding this from Yeshua, was Saul of Tarsus, the man that would become the Apostle Paul. That is my personal belief. I don't know if I can substantiate it 100% completely, but I do believe that is the case, and I think I will get to the place where I can substantiate that. But the Pharisees, with Saul, without Saul, demanded of Yeshua. And they said to him, when will the kingdom of God come? When will the kingdom of God come? They were asking him very point blank, listen, when are the end of times going to come? When is Messiah going to come? When are we going to take this thing over? And that puts it very, very blatantly in the realm of what Christians want to talk about the end times. They want to talk about eschatology. They want to talk about the second coming, because they want to talk about, Jesus coming again. That's really one of the central, the central message of Christianity would be, you're a dirty, rotten, lousy sinner. Jesus came and died for you. If you accept him and do what we say, when we say, where we say, how we say, as long as we say, then maybe when he comes back, you'll be able to get on the lifeboat. That's kind of what they say. But Yeshua here destroys all of that because he says, listen, the kingdom of God does not have any outwardly observable signs. He said the kingdom cometh without observation. In the Greek it says, it arrives without any observable signs. You are completely wrong, he says. You've got it all wrong. You're looking for a future coming, and that's wrong. And the kingdom of God doesn't come with any observation. Yeshua says, neither will people say, look, here he comes over there. Or look, here he comes over here. Yeshua said, the truth will not say, look, here he's coming, look, there he's coming. But what does Christianity teach? Look, over here he might be coming. Look, over there he might be coming. What did the self-appointed Apostle Paul teach? He taught, and the Lord himself will descend from heaven with a shout. Over here, over there. But Yeshua said, you're not going to be looking over here. You're not going to be looking over there. Because the kingdom of God is within you. The kingdom of God is within you. I don't know how much more clear Yeshua could have made it. He said the kingdom of God is within you. What does that mean? That means that contrary to what the Pauline Roman Catholics, Roman Protestants want to tell you, you're not filled with original sin. That doctrine was invented by Paul. Yeshua said, I think directly to Paul, look, man, the kingdom is within you. The spark of divinity is within you. Let's look over, and it's interesting that this comes in the book of John, chapter 3, which, of course, you get into John 3:16, and you're talking, straight in the Pauline Christian powerhouse, right? But let's look and see exactly what was said in John 3:16, because I think it's very, very important and very, very necessary for us to look at it. Of course, I want to look at what it says. Whosoever believes in him should not perish. What Yeshua is talking about is that you should be born from above. Born again. That's what I'm looking for. Where is that? That's not 3:16. For must be born again. Doggone it, I hate it when I do that. He's talking to Nicodemus, and he said you must, oh, here it is, John 3:1, I'm sorry. Yeshua said to Nicodemus, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God. And if we go into the Greek on that, and I don't mean to bore you with the Greek, but what Yeshua said to Nicodemus was, he said, let me just find where he was again. This is just like being in a church service when you get lost and the preacher doesn't know where he's at. So I don't want to compare myself to a preacher, but there you go, John 3:3. That's what we're looking for. Let me get over here into my interlinear. John 3:3, and I know it's a little bit of a labor, but this is very, very important to you. And Yeshua said to him, if anyone is not born, and that word means to be born, to come forth, to be born, and it doesn't mean born again, and I think it's intentionally skewed, because what Yeshua said was, unless a man or a woman obviously is born from above, unless you have a regeneration in your thought process from above, from the Elohim, from the righteous one, you're not able to see the kingdom of God. And that word see means, this is so beautiful, it means to see with the mind. 3708 is the Greek word. So until you have a revelation from the Elohim, you're not able to understand the kingdom of God. And that's why all of these Pauline Christians, be they Roman Catholic or Roman Protestant, are running around not able to understand the kingdom of God, chasing the kingdom of God, worried about the kingdom of God. Will I make the kingdom? When they are the kingdom is deep within your heart. And it's only your mind being warped and skewed by Pauline Christianity that keeps you from understanding really a beautiful and liberating truth. You are not born with original sin. That is a lie from a control structure that wants to keep you full of guilt, full of fear, so they can keep you under control. You are born with the spark of divinity within, and Yeshua came not to hurt you, not to control you, not to scare you, not to lay guilt on you, but to give you a group of teachings that if you choose to follow them, and he's not going to make you, if you choose to follow them, it will give you life and life more abundant, and you'll live a life of peace, peace that passes all understanding. Let's look as we get ready to close. I'm sorry, my voice by Sunday is just so beat up. I apologize for having to clear my throat constantly. I know it must be a little bit of a distraction, but I do apologize for that. Let's look at Genesis chapter 1, and we go down to verse 26. It says, "And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness." Now, of course, and God, that is the Elohim, which are gods and goddesses, male and female, say, let us make man in our image after our likeness. Now, that makes perfect sense. If it's male and female Elohim, they made man, as we see in verse 26, they made them male and female. Well, make them after our likeness. We're male and female, so let's make man male and female, which of course makes perfect sense. But also, they said, let us make man in our image. Let us make man in our image. What does image mean? Very important word. It does have the meaning of, okay, we're male and female. Let's make them male and female. But also, image means, it means like out of pure gold. Let them be made as we are, of purity, of gold. They use gold because it's the most pure thing in the ancient mind. So even as the gods themselves are made of gold, quote unquote, not really made of gold, we are made of gold. We are made of the same stuff. We are made out of comparative properties and out of comparative type of construction. So we are made with the same pure gold, metaphorically, that the gods have in them, which of course is divinity, the spark of divinity. And then they also said, let us make them in our own image. And that word image means out of our own likeness, so male, female, out of our own pattern, which means of the same type of internal construction. That's what I was looking for. It's better when I read it. And it make them as of the same manner that we are. Make them of the same model that we are. Make them just like us. So let's make them male and female. Let's make them pure as gold, just like we are. Let's make them out of the same stuff that we're made of. And let's make them basically little babies of us. So what they said was, let's make man just like us. Who said let's make man just like us? The Elohim, the gods. So what am I telling you this morning? I'm telling you that you are not born a dirty, rotten, lousy, nasty, ugly, smelly sinner. You are not born with a sentence of some mystery place called hell upon your life. You are born, you are fashioned, you are created in the very image of the gods. Don't know what the gods are made of, but I do know you're made of the same stuff. Not sure what the gods look like, but I am sure you look kind of like them. Not sure what the character of the gods is, but I am sure that you have the same seeds of that character within you. Not sure what the power of the gods is. Not sure what the glory of the gods is. Not sure what the destiny of the gods is, but I am sure of one thing. You have the same destiny, the same power, the same glory. You're made of the exact same stuff, not because Darty says so, but because the scriptures, the unadulterated, unedited, in context scriptures of both Old and New Testament. Yeah, I know some of it's dung, but I think we pulled out some diamonds here. They tell you the truth. And why don't, as we close, why don't they tell you the truth? Why don't they want you to know the truth? Because it's like Yeshua said. Thank you. This is awesome. What a great close. You hear people say all the time, the truth will set you free. Never said in the Bible. What Yeshua said was, you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. And the last thing that the people that run the guilt and fear control matrix of Pauline Christianity, whether it be Roman Catholicism or Roman Protestant, the last thing they want is you free. Free means you know that you don't have to, you're not a dirty, rotten sinner. So they are not the only ones that can save you. So you do not have to follow their contradictory, evil, and wicked rules. You do not have to follow them no matter what wickedness they do. And you are not looking to men, organizations. You are looking to the divinity within you. That's what sets you free. When you know the truth that you have the spark of divinity within you, when you know the truth that Yeshua came to show you ways and truths that lead to life, when you know the truth that Yeshua came to give you peace that passes all understanding, then you're free of the guilt and fear matrix of big time religion. And I know what Yeshua was talking about when he said, he who the Son sets free is free indeed. I'm free indeed. And I'm hoping that you will choose to be free indeed as well. I'm Jeffrey Darty, the Christian Whistleblower. This has been NCK Live, sort of. We'll be here every week at noon Eastern Time. Please check my website, jeffreydarty.com. Please go subscribe to my YouTube channel so you'll always get the updates of when NCK is on and when we also have any other videos released, because we have such tremendous teaching on those things. It really would behoove you to subscribe. Just go to Jeffrey Darty YouTube and you'll find my channel. Subscribe to it, and we just appreciate you being here. And above all else, folks, I'm hoping that you will find this truth. You will know this truth, be set free by this truth, because life is so much better when you unindoctrinate yourself.